For Global Business Update, Rotus Oddiri joins us now. Good morning, Rotus. How was your weekend?
Fine, thank you, Doctor. Good morning to you. Good morning, Ayo. Good morning, Rufai. Good morning to all our viewers. Beginning in Asia, Asian stocks picking up this morning on the back of some, property reforms in China, with the Chinese government making some promises and also instructing the largest cities in China to, give some reprieve to people who purchase mortgages in China. So there have been a number of announcements that were made from, I think about Thursday, Friday, that have boosted property markets. So the largest cities are going to cut mortgage down payments. If you're a first-time Okay. We're gonna.
We need to take a short break.
Yes.
We now have to cover live the coverage. The Lagos Blue Rail Line.
Okay.
We begin operation today with Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu taking the inaugural ride. That's the Lagos Blue Line inauguration today.
You should join me to National Theatre. And that's what OJ too. OJ now said, do not stop here. I don't know how anybody remember that last time I could not get a good picture of me. Today I was able to get, and it was just smiling. Yeah, it was what I said. Yeah, it was what I said. Like, go to, find which
Okay, we're coming back to you, Rotus, in the studio, but maybe a quick comment on this. You'll recall
that of course.
This was launched originally in January 2023.
That's right.
By President Buhari. Much fanfare. And then after that, I think in March, there was another launch.
Yeah, for phase one.
Of the same, Lagos Blue Rail Line.
Yeah.
And that it will be test run for about 3 months.
That's right.
And then we didn't hear anything again. This is the third major event. But today they say, now the rail line will be fully operational.
Yeah.
But you recall that it was a 27.5 kilometers proposition from Marina to Kukumaiko.
Yes.
But the part that they say they are launching today is from Marina to Maitu, just about a few stations along the line. And we have been told that what will be operational for the next 4 weeks is a locomotive line, but that the electric powered line would kick into action after 4 weeks.
Yes.
And people have been advised not to cross the rail lines because the rail lines will be energized. I hope people will listen. I hope we will not have cases of people being electrocuted. But so much ceremony over this Lagos Blue Rail Line. I hope it works because indeed mass transportation is a big problem in Lagos State.
Yep.
So maybe enough of the ceremonies, maybe real action with the hope that the entire 27.5 kilometers will be completed in due course, all the way to Kukumaiko.
Yes.
Rather than all these photo opportunities, this is the third major one.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Why launching something 3 times, for me, Have we checked safety concerns effectively?
Well, they said there are like 30 cameras.
So that's
across
it. Have we checked
that's what
safety
they said.
concerns? Have we checked
important.
rail security?
Yes.
Because we don't want a case where people jump on the rail lines and all of that. I mean, we know what happens, how people trade close to the rail lines in other parts of the country. Have we checked that? So the question is, have we also checked the engineering system? Because we don't want a case of accident. And then it should be completed and let the people, effectively use it, and it will reduce their journey time. And we should think of how we can expand more. I mean, this is 40 years on the line. Yeah. Lateef Jakonde set out to do this about 40 years ago, Rotus. So we're 40 years later already, but kudos, still the same. But
I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna take a ride
in terms of
this evening or tomorrow.
Yes,
we should ride.
nice.
We should do a live morning show broadcast from the Lagos rail line.
They're saying that potentially 250,000 Lagosians will ride every day.
Right.
The fares are quite, in terms of expense, it's just 750 now to go from Marina to Mile 2.
750.
Yes,
750. By
That's
road, if you
How
had to
much
take
is it
that
by
journey
road?
by
bus.
It would
that would
take
be it's almost double that, is it not?
No,
as far as going from taking how many buses would you
that's
take
from Marina to Mile 2.
Yeah.
How many buses? Some of those buses are direct. I think it would cost you about the same amount of money.
500.
Yeah, but or less.
So, okay, I hear it's
By
500 by road from Marina to Mile 2.
Yes, and then
based on
the
the
traffic
bus.
on the road, you're looking at the amount of time you're going to waste. So in terms of productivity, they say it's less than 15 minutes to do that journey from Marina to Mile 2. So that's quite commendable. But I think in terms of transportation, and before all the things you mentioned about safety, something else we must mention is maintenance.
Yeah.
We have a culture, a lack of culture of maintenance. And so when we celebrate the operation of the Lagos Blue Line, let's also remember that whilst we want to decongest the roads, our roads are in dire conditions in many parts of Lagos.
I saw your tweets
so we can't
on Ozumba.
it's very important because
Ozumba is a hellhole.
because we celebrate the launch of these things, but in a few months, years down the line, they're not usable because they haven't maintained them properly. So I hope that I want to assume that there's a contract awarded for maintenance alongside this launch. But congratulations, Lagos State. This is a great celebration.
Let's use it.
There will also be security for the infrastructure.
Yeah.
Because when we have rail lines in Nigeria, the next thing you will hear is that the rail bars have been removed overnight, until they electrify. Well, let's hope that we will not have stories of the rail bars being stolen or any case of any of the locomotive engines breaking down, and then we'll be seeing pictures of locomotives being pushed by able-bodied men on the rail lines from Marina to Mile 2. In Nigeria, something always happens.
Lagos State says that they're going to have plain-clothes security officials, and also they've got lots of cameras monitoring. So, security, we'll see how it works.
You see, when they will start throwing stones at those cameras to destroy them. Is it not this country? Anyway,
okay, yes, all right, quickly,
yes.
So China, China has, put in some mortgage. No, I'm going to use the line. I'm going to use the line.
Yeah,
I will use it, and I'll put it on my Twitter. I'll film it of me using it. All right, because it decongest traffic. So yes, China mortgage reforms put in, and you've seen the markets react to that. Let's quickly move from that to what else is going on today. I think Country Garden, they got their reprieve with respect to their bond payments that were due today, September the 4th. So the creditors have given them a reprieve on that. Let's move on from there. Putin and Erdogan are going to be meeting today on a grain deal to talk about it. Funny enough, Russia has been pounding the Ukraine ports where they export grains ahead of this meeting. With drones and so on. So they'll be talking about that. Turkey inflation has just come out at 58.9%, estimates for 55. Let's move on from that. The Asian Business Summit kicking off in Jakarta in Indonesia. This is the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. That's President Joko Widodo. He's going to be there. Fumio Kishida, Prime Minister of Japan. Ferdinand Marcos Jr., President of the Philippines. And of course, Rishi Sunak. He's going to be there as well. You talked extensively about the G-20 and what we're expecting. We want billion-dollar deals. That's what we want President Tinubu and his large conglomerates to come back with. We don't want to end up like Vice President Shetima, who went to BRICS and didn't bring back anything. Tony Elumelu is co-chairing.
He brought back books. Don't be like that.
Doctor got us books. He traveled and brought us books.
He went to the library.
No, we don't need that. Bring billions of dollars. So on the sidelines of the G20 summit, you have the B20, and they're going to be talking about Africa. They've been talking about Africa integration. These are just this is not an exhaustive list. There are a number of co-chairs. Of course, you know Mr. Barty Mittal, of course, of Barty Enterprises. Tony Elumelu co-chairing it as well. Rebecca Inochong, she's the CEO of Aptech. She's there as well. Kaz Kovadia of South Africa. A number of other business individuals there as well. Non-farm payrolls in America. We talked. We previewed this on Friday. 187,000 jobs. The forecast was for 170. U.S. labor market is still strong. Egypt, this is unemployment at 3.8%, and Nigeria is 4.1%. So wow, not too far.
Not too far.
Well, not too far from America. Egypt has been looking to get about $2 billion in asset sales to get much needed foreign exchange. It's a lesson for Nigeria here. Apparently, a company in the United Arab Emirates, Global Investment Holding Limited, has taken a 30% stake in their biggest tobacco company, Eastern Company. If you go to Egypt, the people there smoke like chimneys.
Yeah, it's a cultural thing.
My goodness. So they're going there. And then Dele Alake has announced Nigeria is looking at a state-backed mining firm that is supposed to bring investments into the country. Now, I don't know. Do you need another state-backed mining firm? Look at mining and quarrying GDP. It's been in recession for quite a while. It's been struggling. We know the problems in the mining sector. PwC put out a report back in July on the mining sector in Nigeria, and they've already itemized the issues. Smuggling, the fact that you need more reform there. I don't know whether this state-backed company is going to do what they hope it does. That's the report from July.
Bureaucracy.
Yeah, so I don't know if you need that. But like I says, he's supposed to bring in a lot of investments. Remember my wish list where I said we need billion-dollar lithium deals, attract mining giants. We need a roadmap on solid mineral smuggling, the PAGMI deal, and so on. So that's our update as far as today's concerned.
So I'm very iffy about the state-backed mining deal, and I'm also, and I think it's just talk to me when you say all of a sudden you should be able to target in such a way that mining will bring in about 50% of our GDP. That is, which I think it's I mean
0.4
so from 0.3 you just leap up. Yeah. But anyway, Rotus, what do I know? Unemployment numbers went from 33% to 4.1%. So miracles do happen in Nigeria. So what do I know? So, but I think it's a far stretch, really.
Yeah.
And moving on from that, hopefully we can harness mining, but I don't think a state-run mining company is another thing. Harmonize your deals properly. Ensure that the money goes into the ports. Tons of money is coming out of mining, but these people are taking all our solid minerals for free. Look at the north, look at Kano and all of that. People are literally fleecing us dry, all for free. All you can just say is, I ensure that all those receipts come back and all of that, and regularize the system very well. Even Osun that has led the way in terms of mining. Yeah. How much mining receipt has Osun collected? We need to be able to investigate that. And how much has that added to the Osun state revenue? Yeah. Because they keep saying, we've gotten mining right, gold mining right, and all of that. The question is, how much can we also invest in having good refineries here? Refineries, cutting all those things, providing skill. So how much has the Osun state government collected in those revenues for gold and the likes? In Ulesha and some other parts like that. So I think that's what we should really focus our attention on. But I wish him well. I wish him all the best as regards how he does it. If he does it, it's well for Nigeria. And please,
G20?
No, apart from the G20, we'll talk about it. And please, we should stop celebrating mediocrity in Nigeria. I can hear this celebration going on that the grid has not collapsed in over 100 or 200 or 400 days. Isn't it a shame on us that electricity power that was invented in the 1800s, that we've not perfected well over the years, we are celebrating grid not collapsing when people don't have adequate power?
Many things in Nigeria. We're going to be also celebrating, I know a number of people also celebrate distribution of palliatives, and just, we celebrate a lot of things.
Did you take that Daily Trust story from last week about how this palliative thing is driving up the cost of rice because the government is crowding out the supply and pushing all this rice through to the states? Doctor has been on the rice issue, the fact that India and other countries are stopping
it. So we have added pressure beyond the India stopping export.
We'll have to look at that.
Very quickly, let me just, I just wanted to draw a line between the Association of Southeast Asian Nations meeting just before the G20 summit.
Yeah.
So their meeting ends a day before the G20 summit officially starts on the 9th of September. Theirs is from the 5th to 8th. And it's just interesting to see blocks of nations coming together for business interests.
Deals.
And where Africa as a nation, beyond us going to US-Africa summit in the US,
Russia-Africa,
you know, when as a continent can we come together? We have blocks like that, ECOWAS, AU, but we haven't been able to maximize those blocks and be a world power like we see with the G20 and the likes of them. So I think it's time for us to begin to look inwards as a continent.
Yeah. I get you.
Okay, quickly, let me talk about this mining thing.
Yes.
You recall that in October 2011, we were in Perth, Australia, for the Commonwealth Heads of Government conference that year. Queen Elizabeth II was, the main guest on that occasion. But Nigeria on the sidelines had meetings with the mining sector in Australia, where mining is a major deal in Australia. I mean, mining in Australia contributes about 10.4% to the GDP. In Canada, where mining is also a big deal, maybe about 4.6% to GDP. Norway, where mining is also a big deal, maybe about, 2-point-something%.
But we want to contribute 50%
now,
to our GDP.
Mr. Alake says mining can contribute 50% to GDP, even beyond what, they do in more serious, jurisdictions. However, the only point here is, of course, is that there's a lot of potential in the mining sector that we have not explored. Do you know that if you go to Ibadan, as I think on one occasion, Ambassador Ayolukoni, who was our High Commissioner in Australia at the time we visited, pointed out, there's a mining hub right in Ibadan, in the center of the city. Who are the people dominating it? People from Burkina Faso, people from Senegal, people from Mali. They collect these gold resources and they sell completely outside the formal sector in Nigeria. Nothing comes to Nigeria. So what we need is sanity. It's not textbook knowledge. It's not about sitting down, mining will contribute 50% to GDP. What level of, what quality of knowledge informs that? But there's no doubt, some possibility in that particular direction. Yes, we are going to G20.
Yes.
What is being celebrated, the B20 that you are talking about, is being put together by the Nigeria-India Business Council.
Yes.
Involving the Bati enterprises. And we're told that Mr. Ilumelu, is part of that process.
Yes.
That is completely out of the G20. This is like, something on the sidelines.
Yes.
Nigeria and India have businesses together.
Yes.
It's a private sector thing, which is something we cannot discourage. So maybe in that regard, there's some potential, there's some expectation, business talking to business.
Yes.
B2B.
Deals.
So that can happen. But it's not because Nigeria is strategic in terms of productivity, in terms of international trade. Nigeria is not just not there. And that's why we keep saying the overall objective will be to make sure that this country of 200 and something people, all of us talking, we talk. It's not about talking, it's about action.
Right.
And that's why Raimundo, the US Trade Secretary, he's saying, it's not about trust, it's about action.
Yes.
Can we see concrete action from China? You can say the same thing here in Nigeria. That it's about concrete action, not talk all the time. People just throwing figures that they don't even understand.
Dr. Abasi is on it today. He's on.
Well, thank you so much, Rotus. We need to go back to the
Blue Line.
broadcast of the Lagos Blue Line as it begins operations today in Lagos State.
Don't push me. Not too soon. What is that? Kati àmọ́ kó sáwọn olóńgbò àbá ti ṣe tí wá sójú mi. Nínú ló máa ń sọ. Àti àmọ́ kó máa jẹ́ máa ti ní ìlànà
But because of the transportation palliative by the Lagos State government, the loss of revenues covers meaning that
probably hard
for now.
Hello guys, we are presently at the Gomo station heading to Marina. That's our last You can't go out.
Fine. You know, what exactly should be reorganized? But we need to go back to the, inauguration of the Lagos Blue Rail Line, where we understand that Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is about to make his statement.
All of our leaders that are here and the ones that have sent their prayers and best wishes, thank you very much for your support. Thank you for your understanding. Security operatives, the Commissioner of Police, the neighborhood watch, all of you, I want to thank you very much. Of course, Mr. Deputy and I were doing our job, so we don't need to thank ourselves. But also to mention that the Lastra card, which is our state citizens' identity card, can also be used on the train. So we want to employ all of you also, especially students, especially you students, to go get your Lastra card, because you can actually travel with the Lastra card on the train, because it has a chip and I think it has a wallet as well. It has the ability to be able to do tap in and tap up, as well. On the cowrie card, let me also announce that we've gotten almost 4 million citizens that have the cowrie cards already. And so these cowrie cards will be used on the train, on our buses, BRT, and also on the ferry service. So let's go out there and get our cowrie card and top it up so that we can enjoy our integrated urban mass transportation system that we have brought about. Thank you. Any question? Okay. So 10 minutes, so people can start boarding the station. But you ask an important question: how about the red light? Already 95.6%, and if it doesn't get to 100%, we won't commission it. But we are certain that before the end of the year, we will also commission the red line. What you will see to begin to start is, by the end of this month, I'll try working, by the end of this month, or the first week in October, we will start commissioning the bridges. Ikeja Yaba Bridge, Ebutemeta Bridge, Mushin Bridge, Ayola Koka, and all of them. We'll start opening the bridges for vehicular movement and for passenger movement on the bridges. Then we'll start the commissioning of the various stations, from Oyinbo Station to Yaba Station to Mushi, to Ikeja, to Agege, to Iju. Oyinbo. We'll commission all the stations, then we'll have the final movement, which I hope that Mr. President will come and help us do before the end of the year. Thank you.